Hello Automators. Today we are going to continue in our series of getting started with N8N, and we are going to build a Gmail assistant agent that is highly flexible and easy for you to get started and improve to fit your needs. Let's get started. If you are a member of my community, you would find this under Classroom and then Gmail Assistant Agent, where we have all the prompts and the information about getting started. If you're not, feel free to check us out. The link will be in the description. Additionally, the prompts will be available to you for free, so I hope you take this and build something very useful. Let's get started. The first thing we need to do is create a new workflow in N8N. And we're going to, looking at our diagram, we have a Gmail trigger, OpenAI, Gmail tool, and the AI agent. If you need help on connecting your Gmail via the Google Cloud Console, there will be a video, I'll leave that for you, that shows you the entire setup and how to completely add all the credentials you need to your N8N. So I'm not going to focus on that today. Today we're just going to build. But if you have questions, please drop those in the comments and we'll get it taken care of. So first we have a Gmail trigger. Let's get started with that. So we come right here and just hit the plus sign and say Gmail, and Gmail trigger is on message received. And this is pretty simple. That's what we click. We can test the event. This will make sure that we have the connection, and if we click schema, we can see the important information: ID, snippet, from, to, subject, etc. Now let's go ahead to the next step. And here we want to add an AI agent. So we just type AI agent. It's right here, nice little robot head. And there are a couple of things we have to pay particular attention to when we're connecting an AI agent to a different trigger than the chat. So the first thing we need to do right here, source for prompt. Notice the default is connect chat trigger node. This is if you use the node chat trigger, but we're not reusing Gmail, so we'll click this and we will say define below. The next thing we need to do is add this user prompt, and that is available right here. We'll copy this and we can paste. Now make sure you go to expression and then you paste that inside of there, and notice the result is going to give you what the variables mean, and that's how we know that they're connected correctly. If by chance this was red, all you would need to do is come over here, go to Gmail trigger, find the ID, and just drag it right over here. Great. Next step is we need a system prompt. And we do that, we say add option, system message. And again, we want to move to expression. And we can hit this little button right here, this little icon, that will open us up in this larger view, which is a lot easier. Let's go back over here and we'll grab the agent system prompt, and we're just going to copy this. It's fairly long, but we'll talk about it. Come back over here, remove that. And here, this is providing the role, highly intelligent email management assistant, what the task is. So here the task is to analyze email details and determine whether or not it's important and can be marked as read. Notice we have the email ID from here, the subject down here, and the snippet, which is right here. So this particular one that it's looking at is happy to let you know that Fastbots is now migrated to Amazon Web Services. Okay, so that's the email. And it'll be interesting to see, is this considered important or not important? Now, you can modify the prompt however you feel is best, and I highly recommend doing that, but this is a good starter. Okay. We'll go ahead and close this, and once again, we want to execute the step. However, we do not have an LLM attached to it yet, so we need to do that first. Come right over here to Chat Model, And notice you have all of these choices. I'm going to go with OpenAI. And here is the credentials. You do have to have an OpenAI account, so you can set that up at platform.openai.com. Does take $5 deposit, but on a LLM like 4.1 Mini, you'll make it through a year at least. I mean, you'd have to process a lot of emails. Right? And then from the model, you can choose any of the models you want, but I'm going to stick with 4.1 Mini. And finally, we can click this. We can save this. Make sure you save. N8N does not auto-save. Nothing like working really hard and building a bunch of stuff and then losing it because you forgot to save. So we'll save that. Now when we execute the flow, notice it went to the agent, the LLM is thinking, and it was successful. So let's come over here. And the action was to mark it as read. Marketing or informational email about scheduled events without urgent or personal content. So if you feel that is correct, then the prompt is good for you and you can go ahead and continue. Otherwise, you can modify the prompt. The last thing we need to do is add a tool, and tools are right here on the end, and we hit the plus sign, and we want Gmail. Notice there's just one Gmail, and the reason for that is everything is self-contained in this tool. So we have our connection. Make sure you have that. We'll leave tool description as set automatically. The resource is this message. And finally, the operation. When we click operation, we can see we have a lot of options. Send and wait for a response, which is a really nice one when you send out things like invoices. Okay. Mark as read, mark as unread, remove label, delete, get, send. So you can do a lot. And depending on which one of these tools will determine what options you have. But in this case, we want mark as read. And notice everything is gone here. And we need a message ID. So we grab that right here and we just drag that right on over. Now when we execute this step, let's do that. All right, we have a successful node completion, and let's close this down. And so now we could set this on a trigger. If we come back over here and we look, it's triggered to run every minute. So if we set this as active, let's go ahead and say got it. Now this should run every minute. We could come over here and look at our executions. And the last one was at 10:15. And it is currently 10:16. So we should be able, notice it's at 40 and it just flipped. So it will be a moment there. But it will automatically start running every minute. It's going to grab one email. And if there is an email there, it will execute. All right, great, it ran. So let's go over here and look at our executions. And, oh, it's running again. So notice it's running right now. It just succeeded. So let's take a look at that last one. And when we click on it, we can see, our execution. And if we come over here, this one was mark as read, promotional email about discounted concert tickets soon. So if we look at the snippet, $30 for 1,000 plus shows, or $30 tickets for 1,000 shows. And this is from Live Nation. So it will, every minute, just slowly chomp through email and clean it up for us. I hope this helps. I hope you take this basic structure, add more tools. You can do that right here by just clicking tools. And perhaps if it's important, you may want to generate a draft email so that you have a draft response. Lots of options. Take a few minutes, play around with it, and I wish you happy auditing. Have a great day. All right, that's a wrap. If you got something great out of this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It makes a huge difference. Thank you.